has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free.
Okay, next question.
I'm a horse football coach right now.
You know, it got shoved up. It got shoved. Right?
All right, now it's time to move on to the main event. Going to preview the upcoming game between the Michigan State Spartans and the Florida Atlantic Owls. Obviously, will be played Friday night in the best stadium in the world, Spartan Stadium, East Lansing, Michigan, 7 p.m. Eastern time, as Nick mentioned. Want to get in just to get your guys' general thoughts on the matchup. I know we kind of pretty general with the preview that we did last week, so try not to repeat. We'll try not to repeat too much here. But Trav, just give me where your head's at. Just kind of some general thoughts as we head into week 1 against FAU.
Yeah. Number one, like we said at the beginning of the show, it's just exciting to finally have a football game to watch with anticipation instead of dread. But I do think, this is a game on paper that we should win rather easily. Whether we do that or not, it remains to be seen. I just want to see them come out with some fire and actually care about the game and start playing Spartan football, start seeing some stuff. I mean, it's the first week of the season. They're going to be pretty vanilla with play calling probably, but I want to see them come out there and put on a good show. It's the offense for Florida Atlantic has some talented players on there. Their quarterback is a little turnover prone. We talked about that last week. But he is a dual threat guy that could give the defense some trouble. And obviously they have Tom Herman on that side too. So what they need to do is just not overlook the opponent and not get carried away and just play as you can't hope for mistake free every day or every game, but you can't always do that, especially in an opener. So just avoid the catastrophic mistakes and actually, show that it matters. It's game 1 of a brand new season.
No doubt about it. Nikki.
So yeah, I mean, obviously you got to stay healthy. And this is kind of a weird situation because both teams have 30 plus new players on the team.
Mm-hmm.
I know Florida Atlantic has 6 new starters on offense, 2 new on defense. I think I'm more really interested in seeing how our defense holds up with Joe Rossi's new D. I just think I don't care. We're just better than them. We're more talented.
Yeah.
Our defense needs to show them who's boss. I want to say it's been mobile QBs have been an issue for us the past few years, but realistically, everything has been an issue for us the past few years. So I mean, I just think we need. It might be close-ish throughout, but it needs to be no doubt that we're winning throughout the entire game.
Yeah. Another thing that you just reminded me of is when we play these inferior opponents, like even playing against Central and Richmond last year, our offensive line hasn't looked like it's gotten and the defensive line hasn't looked like it's gotten the push that it needs to against a much lesser unit on the other side of the ball. So we need to look like we're the big boys. We're the bigger program.
Yeah.
I think I agree with everything you guys just said. The biggest thing for me is, and Trav I think kind of touched on, is just being able to watch Michigan State football with some hope and not dread, like you said. It's like we talked about it. It was the longest offseason of my life between what happened with Mel and then basically 9 weeks of who's going to be the next coach, a coaching search that lasted forever. And off season that felt like it was just never going to end. I'm so glad we're finally here. Obviously, expect a great crowd on Friday night in East Lansing. I think you guys kind of took everything I would say. I mean, it's just a game that you have to win. FAU is 1-10 against Big Ten opponents. I would hate to be the team that they get their second win against. They are coming off 3 consecutive losing seasons. We're coming off 2 consecutive losing seasons. One thing I'll say about FAU, the defense, and Nick mentioned that they have 9 returning starters, only two new players on the defensive side of the ball. The defense is not that bad. They held all but 3 opponents to 24 points or less last year. So, Michigan State, a team that averaged only 16 points a game last year.
Yeah.
I think to me, it's the key to victory. One, get the ball into Nate Carter's hands, let him run. And that's one thing he talked about, Travis. Like, I want to see the run game, be much better than it was last year, especially with what we think we know Jonathan Smith wants to do offensively. So I think a healthy run game, and then mix it in with some Aiden Childs a little bit, and hopefully we can, fingers crossed, rest the starters. Knock on wood. Don't want to get too ahead of myself, but 14-point favorites at home against a team that's an inferior team. I think the Burn just got to take care of business. Is keys to victory wise? Is there one thing? I think that in terms of it's a lot harder to have keys to victory when facing a team that you really should beat. But Travis, is there one thing that you think Michigan State has to do just to make sure that smooth sailing on Friday night?
Yeah, it's kind of the overarching thing I wrote down, that we need to just assert our dominance. That's what we've been talking about. We're the stronger program. We're the power 4 now team. We need, like I said, we need to look like it. And I guess one specific area that we should really start looking like that, other than the offensive line, is that terrible pass defense needs to be much better than it was last year. We need to be getting to the quarterback. We can't have all these, like, if FAU's receivers are running wild on our secondary, we have a problem.
Big time.
And so that's another thing that I'll be watching, and just, getting all those, getting the player rotation set. It's obviously not going to be set the first game, but I'm interested to see who comes out on the field and who's playing with who. Just for, I don't know, for the sake of sanity. I don't know how else to finish that.
Nikki, what about you?
For comfort, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Yeah. The key to victory is to not be a suckwad. Like, let's just go. Let's just go and show them who's boss. Like, there's really not much to say. Like, if we lose this game, then why the hell didn't we just hire Tom Herman instead? Like, that's the fucking pride. Jonathan Smith's gonna have pride. We're gonna we just have to be pride. We have to just remember who we are.
Yeah.
What would Jason Candle do?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I couldn't have said it better. Really, just don't suck, and this should be quick work on Friday night. Obviously, there's a lot of things that I think we're all interested in seeing. But give me the one thing you're looking forward to most. Nikki, I'll start with you. The one thing you're looking forward to most on Friday night, whether it's just a player, schemes, whatever it may be.
And I want to say schemes, but I think it's going to be, as Viz said, it's going to be pretty vanilla, just first game of the year. So I just want to see Aiden Childs. He might not be the best, but I just want to see him get comfortable. I want to see him look comfortable and just, maybe make a couple plays that get the balls a tingle.
I'm with you. Trevi.
How about a win? I like that.
Yeah,
but yeah, that should be pretty easy. But no, I would say, I'm with Nikki on the schemes thing, although I don't think we're going to see very much. I'm interested to see what that wide receiver rotation looks like, because we know who 2 of the 3 starters are, basically. It's been basically between Alante Brown and Nick Marsha for that 3rd spot. So I wonder who's going to go in there. And then I think they said there was 6 receivers that were shuffling into the playing group. I'm wondering which one of the guys won that 6th spot.
Yeah. Hey, both good ones to look forward to. I'm with you both. I think Aiden Childs would be the easy answer. Obviously, I'm looking forward to him. I think scheme-wise, I know it's going to be vanilla, but I am interested to see how the offense looks under the new coaching staff. It was just an offense that had no identity last year, and I'm just hoping that Jonathan Smith and Brian Lindgren, they seem like very married to their offensive scheme, and I'm very excited to see how that plays. I think the biggest thing that I am going to keep an eye on, though, and I'm interested in is the offensive line. Want to see how that group gels. It's kind of a mix of returning Spartan experience with some other experience from transfer sprinkled in. And I think, Trev, you mentioned that it's just been so brutal, especially against inferior teams. Just getting no push. Running the ball is so key to Michigan State's success this year.
Yep.
I really am interested to see how that offensive line shakes out and what gains they've made there. But yeah, I mean, I think good opponent to let the first game nerves out a little bit, kind of settle in, everyone find their footing. Should be interesting to see. I'm hoping that a lot of the guys a little further down the depth chart get some playing time. I really hope they let Nick Marsh loose.
I can't wait.
Seeing week one, they might not put too much on film. Kind of like you said, Trav, it'll be a little vanilla, but there's definitely some playmakers, I think, or players with playmaking ability. So I'd be interested to see if they'll turn loose a little bit.
Yeah, and your point about the offensive line.
Anything else?
When we're good, we're bullying people on the line of scrimmage. I mean, that's what we need to get back to.
Yeah, if you look back at our best teams, yeah.